That's all right. So we're going to start in a comfortable seat. Like I said, your 2 blocks close by. You can put them on either side of you. So I'm propping them under my knees because my knees are not happy campers. So putting the blocks right beside you, so you'll have them there and ready. And once you get your fidgets out and come to your comfortable seat, you're just going to close your eyes down. And you're going to grow long and tall in your spine. Let your shoulders be soft down your back. And lengthen out through your neck and the crown of your head. Soften your face, your neck, and your jaw. And for starters, you can just rest your hands wherever is comfortable in your lap. And just begin to tune in to the natural rhythms of your breath. And so we start by coming to a seat, getting quiet and still, and tuning into that ultimate place of stillness deep inside. And a good way to do that is to bring your attention to your breath pattern. I'm not changing or forcing anything here, just breathing naturally. And so over the last several weeks, we have been exploring the yamas. So the yamas are the first installment in the 8-limbed path, as outlined by Ashtanga Yoga and in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. And so the yamas are the first installment. There are 5 tenets in the yamas. So we completed that observation last week. Parigraha, that's the last of the yamas. So parigraha being non-attachment. So this week we'll start with the niyamas. The yamas and the niyamas are the first 2 installments, as I said, of the 8-limbed path. And the yamas are the ethical restraints that kind of look outward. So you're looking outward towards other people. So nonviolence, truthfulness, non-stealing, chastity, and non-possessiveness. So the niyamas kind of bring it back home to yourself. So the niyamas are the 5 tenets that bring us back to ourselves. And the first one of that is Saucha. So Saucha is our theme this week. And Saucha is purity or cleanliness. And of course, when you think of Saucha, you can think of, cleanliness and keeping the physical body clean, keeping your environment clean. For me, that's at this moment my vehicle because that's a big part of my environment and it is not clean. So, but I also like to think of Saucha in the purity aspect as a mental state. So keeping our thoughts and our attitudes, our internal attitudes, pure and clear and clean. And so, you can think of it like, not cussing, not thinking dirty thoughts. But it can also relate to your self-treatment. So how are you treating yourself? Are you treating yourself from a pure and clean thought process? And so over these next few breaths, just take this time to observe what you are showing up with in that regard. And so you can think of it like not being mean to yourself. So, if you're forgetful, do you think, oh, that's stupid, or I'm stupid? So that would be an example of non-purity, non-cleanliness in your thoughts. And so just observing what you may be showing up with in that regard as you come into your practice. And think of ways in that regard that you can bring some more purity and cleanliness in to yourself, your thoughts, and your environment. And we're going to adopt a mudra this week called Padma Mudra. So this is the mudra of the lotus seal. So you're going to bring your hands to heart center and press your palms together. Feel free to open your eyes if you need to observe. And keeping your pinkies and your thumbs pressed firmly together, you're just going to extend out all your other fingers. So your index finger, your middle finger, and your ring finger are going to extend away from each other. And so this is the Padma Mudra. So this is the lotus seal. So this mudra represents a lotus flower. And this Padma Mudra, this lotus seal represents purity and clarity. And so I'm sure you've heard of the lotus flower. So the lotus flower is a symbol of purity in that it grows up from beneath the surface of the water, up through the mud, and reaches for the sky in an ultimate symbol of purity. So just taking some breaths into this mudra. Concentrating and focusing on this mudra and noticing how it makes you feel as you do so. And bringing your palms back to touch together. So releasing your palms, all fingers touching. And you can keep your hands in your Anjali Mudra, your prayer mudra, or even your lotus mudra, or you can just rest your hands down in your lap to release. We're going to start with some breath work. So we're coming into a circular breath pattern. Feel free to keep your eyes closed, or you can open them if you need to observe me. Good morning, Karen. And so the circular breaths, we're going to start at the very bottom of the belly. So breathing up through the midsection. Top of the inhale is going to land at the top of the chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to release that backwards. So just releasing from the top of the chest all the way down, and bottom of the exhale will land at the very bottom of your sits bones. We'll do 3 rounds, 5 breaths each. So beginning now, beginning with the inhale at the bottom of the belly, rising up through the midsection. Inhale lands at the top of the chest. And then exhale, release that all the way back down, the very tip of your tailbone and your sits bones. Inhale deeply, beginning at the bottom of the belly, rising all the way up. Top of the inhale lands at the top of the chest. Spine is nice and long. And then exhale, letting that release all the way down, bottom of your sits bones. Inhale to begin at the bottom of the belly, rising up to let the inhale land at the top of the inhale, land at the top of the chest. Exhale, release all the way back down to the bottom. 2 more. Inhale to expand out through your belly. Top of the inhale lands at the top of the chest. Exhale, all the way back down to the bottom of your sits bones. Last one. Inhale to rise up, expand through the belly. Top of the inhale, we're going to pause to the count of 5. It's a little kumbhaka, a breath retention. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then exhale, release all the way back down. Bottom of the exhale, we're going to hold to the count of 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then release. We're going to do that 2 more times to the count of 5. So 5 rounds, 2 more times. Inhale, beginning at the bottom of the belly, rising up through the midsection, top of the chest, lands the top of the inhale. And then exhale, release all the way back down, bringing your attention as you release to the bottom of the exhale to your sits bones. Inhale, bottom of the belly, rising up through the midsection. Top of the inhale lands at the top of the chest. And then exhale, release back down. Bottom of the exhale lands at the bottom of the sits bones. 3 more. Inhale to expand up through the bottom of the belly, out through the midsection. Top of the inhale lands at the top of the chest. And then exhale all the way back down to the bottom. Inhale, beginning at the bottom of the belly, rising up to the midsection. Top of the inhale lands at the top of the chest. And then exhale all the way back down, landing at the bottom of the sits bones. Inhale to expand out through the bottom of the belly, rising up to the midsection. Top of the chest lands the top of the inhale. And then exhale, release all the way back down to the sits bones. Last one. So we're going to do our little breath retention here. Inhale, beginning at the bottom of the belly, rise up through the midsection. So really expand out through your belly here. Top of the inhale lands at the top of the chest. Holding for 2, 3, 4, 5. And then exhale, release all the way back down. Bottom of the exhale lands at the bottom of the sits bones. And hold for 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one like this. So 5 more rounds. Inhale, beginning at the bottom of the belly. Rise up through the midsection. Top of the inhale lands at the top of the chest. And then exhale back down. And let the bottom of the exhale land at the bottom of the sits bones. Inhale up through the bottom of the belly, coming up through the midsection, landing at the top of the chest. And then exhale all the way back down to the bottom of the sits bones. Inhale to begin at the bottom of the belly, rise up through the midsection, top of the chest. And then exhale all the way back down, landing at the bottom of the sits bones. Just 2 more rounds. Inhale, bottom of the belly, rising up through the midsection, landing at the top of the chest. And then exhale all the way back down to the bottom of your sits bones. Last one, and we'll do our short little breath retention. So inhale, bottom of the belly. Really expand out through your belly as it comes up through the midsection, landing at the top of the chest. For 2, 3, 4, 5. And then exhale, release all the way back down. bottom of the exhale, drawing the navel towards the spine. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then release. And just take a moment to notice. Just take a moment to notice what you're feeling here. Notice the difference, the effects that this little round of breath work has had on your body and your energy field. Inviting in purity and clarity. All right, so bringing both of your blocks by your sides here. Slowly flutter your eyes open. We're going to start our physical movement with some seated easy sways. So next inhale, we're going to rise the right fingertips up towards the sky, gaze up. And then as you exhale, you're going to lean over to your left with your hand resting either on the earth or your block. Full expansive inhale here in through the nose. See if you can press that right knee down towards the earth. And then exhale, take a full breath in here. And exhale. Next, inhale, keeping your head right where it is. You're going to drop the right palm to face the earth out towards the right. And then as you exhale, see if you can guide your left ear towards your left shoulder. Take a full expansive inhale here into the nose. And then exhale. Next, inhale, using the strength of your right hand. So pulling yourself up slowly back to center. And then exhale, releasing the right palm to the block because we're going to do the same on the other side. Inhale, extend the left fingertips out and up. Look up towards the sky. Exhale, lean over towards the right. So your left fingertips are dangling over your left ear. See if you can keep both shoulders drawn down your back. Press down through your left knee. Inhale 2, breathe into your left side body. And exhale to stay. Take a full breath in here. And exhale. Next, inhale, float the left palm out to the left, facing down towards the earth. And then exhale, right ear, oh my goodness, goes towards right shoulder. So my left side of my neck is super stiff. That's why I said, oh my goodness. Inhale 2, extend through your left fingertips. And then exhale, nice and slow, pulling yourself back up to your seated position. So we're going to do that one more time on each side. So placing the left palm on the block or the earth. So blocks are optional. Next, inhale, we're going to float the right fingertips forward and up. Gaze goes up towards the sky. Exhale, we lean over towards the left. The right fingertips are draping over right ear. Shoulders are down the back. Take a full breath in through the nose. And breath out to stay. Another deep breath in. See if you can really expand through your right side body here. Breath out. We're going to bring that right palm to hover over the earth out to the right. So the lower down you go with that palm coming out to the right, more of a stretch you get in your neck. Take a full breath in through the nose, breath out. See if you can let your left ear travel towards your left shoulder if it has not done so already. Take a full breath in through the nose. Breath out using your right hand, pulling your torso back up to center. Right palm rests on the block or the earth. Inhale, left fingertips float forward and up. Look up towards the sky. And then exhale, we lean over to the side. Take a full breath in here. Breath out, navel to spine. Breath in to really expand out through your belly. Shoulders are soft down your back. And breath out, navel to spine. Next breath in, float the left palm down down by the side. So if that doesn't feel good for you, you can always stay right where you are. Remember, it's your practice. Take a full breath in through the nose right here, breath out. Perhaps the right ear comes down towards the right shoulder. You notice when I did this, my ear just automatically went to the shoulder because that really just feels fantastic. Take a full breath in, breathing into what you feel. And breath out. Next breath in, using the left hand, pulling yourself back up to center. And we meet in our easy seated pose, resting your palms somewhere on your lap so eyes can be opened or closed. We're going to open up through our spine now. So inhale, shrug the shoulders down the back, look up towards the sky, arc your spine. Exhale, let your fingertips draw forward towards your knees, chin in towards your chest, round your spine here. Inhale, arc the spine, look up high. Our seated cat-cows. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Inhale, two, arc the spine, look up high. And then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. We're going to do two more of these. Inhale, two, arc the spine, look up high, shoulders down the back. And then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Moving the energy to invite more purity in. Inhale to arc the spine, look up. And then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. Next inhale, we're going to grow long and tall in the spine. Shoulders are down the back. And then as we exhale, we're going to make our way to a tabletop position. So you're going to remove your stuff, your blocks, your blankets, if you have them, out of the way. And we're going to come on to all fours. And so we're going to take a moment here to just stretch out the backs of our legs since we were sitting for a little while. So shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the knees. Next inhale, you're going to step the right foot out behind you. Curl your toes. And then as you exhale, so your left knee is bent under your left hip. As you exhale, you're going to press down through the four corners of the palms and grip your mat with your finger pads. Draw the tops of the shoulder heads down and away from the ears. Take a full breath in right where you are, just gently drawing your navel to your spine, and then breath out. Go back and forth on your foot here. So this is stretching out the backs of our knees because we were sitting for a few minutes. Breathing nice and deep here. Next inhale, you're going to come back to center, back to stillness. Exhale, we're going to meet back in our tabletop position. So same other side. So gripping the mat with the finger pads, press down through the four corners of the palms. So you're going to turn your elbows out and away from each other. So that helps to strengthen and protect your shoulder girdle. Next inhale, you're going to step the left toes back behind you, curling the left toes. And as you exhale, come into your movement. So back and forth here, just to stretch out and extend the backs of the knees. I know mine get really tired sometimes when I sit for a little bit cross-legged. And of course, you don't always have to sit cross-legged. It's whatever's comfortable in your body. Just a gentle reminder to honor your body. Next inhale, you're coming back to center, back to stillness. Exhale, we meet back in our tabletop position. So knees are hip width distance. Palms are also shoulder width distance. Next inhale, you're going to bring your head to the left and your hips to the right. And then exhale, you're going to start to draw circles with your head and your hips. So essentially your head and your hips are going opposite directions. If that does not work for you, just come into an organic movement here. So we're doing some more spine and torso opening here. This also gets us into our hips and our shoulders. We're opening up the entire midsection. And then coming back to center, back to stillness, and we're going to switch the direction. So drawing circles in the opposite way. And once again, if you don't get that, or if it's too confusing, or you're just not feeling it, Come into whatever organic movements feel good in your body this morning to open. Remembering that we are working to move and release energy in such a way as to invite in purity. Purity and cleanliness in our thoughts and in our energy field, in line with our Saucha theme. Coming back to center, back to stillness. Take a full breath in right here, and then breath out. You're going to walk your palms, just a couple of pads forward, curl toes, and hinge hips. We're going to meet in our Adho Mukha Svanasana, our downward facing dog. So feet are hip distance. Hands are shoulder distance, pressing down once again into the four corners of the palms, gripping the mat with the finger pads. Perhaps you pedal your feet. Perhaps you shake your head, yes and no. We are here for about 5 breaths. So taking a full inhale here, in through the nose. And exhale, drawing the navel to the spine. Fullest, deepest inhale here. And exhale. Take another deep breath in. Expand out through your belly. Exhale, navel to spine. Fullest, deepest breath in. And exhale. Take another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, looking up in between your hands. Take a breath in. And as you do so, walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Big toes can touch or feet can be hip distance. And then exhale, nose to knees to forward fold. So you might need to bring a bend into your knees here to honor tight hamstrings, if that is a thing in your body this morning. So bringing the nose all the way to the knees is not 100% necessary. Take a full expansive inhale here, in through the nose. Notice how your belly expands out from underneath of you. Exhale, navel to spine. Keeping the chin in towards the chest and the head and arms hanging heavy. Press down through the four corners of the feet. Spread out wide through your toes. Next, inhale. We're going to come into our zombie race. So keeping the head and arms heavy, slowly peeling yourself all the way up to your standing Tadasana mountain pose position. And then as you exhale, that's where we meet. So taking a moment to soften your shoulders, down your back, straighten and lengthen your spine. Your palms are facing forward. Slight bend into your knees. Next inhale, we're going to bring our palms to touch at heart center. And then exhale, we're going to come into that Padma Mudra once again. So you're separating your first, second, and third fingers. Your thumbs and your pinkies are touching. Padma Mudra, the lotus seal, symbol of purity. Inhale, we're going to rise that Padma Mudra up towards the sky. Gaze up. Exhale, separate your hands and pretend you're painting a wall with your hands. So you're going to let your hands float down, slight bend in the knees, hinge at the hips until we meet in our forward fold. Inhale, once again, coming into our zombie race. Press through the four corners of the feet. So we're going to do those motions 2 more times. Spreading out through the toes. And then we come all the way up nice and slow to meet as we exhale in our Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale, palms touch at heart center. Exhale, come into your Padma Mudra. If this does not feel good for you, you can always just keep your hands in Anjali Prayer Mudra. That's okay. Inhale, we're going to rise that Lotus Mudra, that Padma Mudra up towards the sky. Gaze up. Exhale, separate your palms and pretend you're slowly painting a wall And let your palms drift all the way down as you come into your Uttanasana, your forward fold. Inhale, chin in towards the chest. We rise up through our zombie raise. So we're going to meet in our Tadasana, head and arms heavy until we get there. And exhale, mountain pose. All right, last time for these movements. Inhale, we're going to press the palms together at heart center. Exhale, if you're coming with me, come into your Padma Mudra. Shoulders are down your back, tailbone is tucked forward and up. Inhale, we rise our Padma Mudra up towards the sky. And then exhale, palms separate and slowly float down. So we're painting that wall. As we hinge at the hips, come into our forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins. We're raising up to a flat back. Shoulders are down the back. Exhale, we plant our palms and we're going to step back once again to our Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, we're going to float the right toes up towards the sky. So we're in a three-legged downward dog position. So see if you can keep your shoulders squared as you do this. And then exhale, you're going to drop that right heel off to the left. So you're bending your right knee and letting your right foot drop off to the left. Take a full inhale here. Bend into your left knee. See if you can raise your left heel up even higher. And then exhale, straighten the right knee once again. So right toes up high. Take a full breath in. Breath out, you're going to bend the right knee and let it drop down to the earth in the middle of your mat. So you're coming all the way down to the earth. And then as you do this, you're going to bend the left knee and bring it in behind the right one. Grab a hold of both of your blocks. Place them under your hands. And then exhale. See if you can bring your hips down to your heels. Now, if this is too much for your knees, you can either stay up and not bring the hips all the way down, or you can just come into a child's pose. So there's always modifications. So this is a nice deep hip opening posture. So bringing the hips back towards the heels, hands are on the blocks or on the earth, because once again, everything is optional. Take a full breath in through the nose. Exhale, navel to spine. Take another deep breath in right here. Exhale, navel to spine. Fullest, deepest inhale. And exhale. Next inhale, we're going to rise back up and we're going to move our blocks out of the way. So moving your blocks over to the side. Start by stepping your left toes back, and then as you exhale, we're going to meet in our downward facing dog. So just getting there, however, is easiest for you. And that was a very deep hip opening posture. So taking it nice and easy is a good thing to do. Next, inhale, we're going to bring the right knee in towards the nose. So rounding your spine here. And then as you exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. You're going to drop your left heel off towards the right long edge of the mat. And then inhale, drag left fingertips forward and up. Circle your arms out and around. Exhale, we're going to meet in our Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior 2. So in case you guys haven't noticed, this is a little bit of a slower practice today. Take a full breath in, tuck your tailbone forward, melt your shoulders down your back, reaching out firmly through your fingertips. Exhale, sink down a little more deeply into your Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 posture. Take a full breath in through the nose. Breathing into all of the sensations. And exhale. One more deep breath in right here. Press down firmly through the knife edge of your left foot. And breath out. Take another breath in. You got this, lady. Breath out. We're going to gently drop the left fingertips towards the left leg. And breath in. So we're coming into a peaceful warrior position. Breath in. Our right fingertips drape over our right ear. Beautiful. Breath out to stay. Take another deep breath in here. And breath out. Fullest, deepest inhale. Beautiful work. And exhale. Next inhale, we're going to come back through center. And exhale, we meet in our Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 position. So this means you're facing your hips towards the front edge of the mat. Right knee is stacked over right ankle. Inhale, reach high through the fingertips. Turn your pinkies to face each other. And exhale. Take another full breath in right here. Exhale, maybe you come into your Padma Mudra. So touching pinkies and thumbs together, spreading out through the rest of your fingers. Take a full breath in through the nose. And breath out. Next breath in, separate the hands. Breath out, we're going to paint our wall once again. Let the palms drop down. Breath in, rock forward onto your front foot. So you're coming into your standing splits position. Breath out, let your torso drape over your bottom leg, your right leg. Take a full breath in through the nose, pointing to your toes. And exhale, left big toe meets the right one, slowly and gracefully to forward fold. 3 breaths right here. So perhaps you find a position with your hands. Perhaps you let one palm rest in the opposite elbow, one hand. So bringing opposite pinkies to opposite elbows. Perhaps you just let your hands dangle down towards the earth. Fullest, deepest breath in. And breath out. Take another deep breath in. And breath out. Next breath in, we're coming into our half back. Hands on the shins, shoulders down the back. Raising up our Ardha Uttanasana. Breath out, we're going to plant our palms and we're going to meet back once again in our Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So we're going to do all that stuff on the other side. Taking a moment to check in your down dog. So you're pressing down firmly through the 4 corners of the palms, gripping the mat with the finger pads, turning your elbows out and away from each other. Next breath in, we float the left toes this time up towards the sky. See if you can keep your shoulders squared. And breath out to stay. Take another deep breath in right here. Breath out, we're going to stack our hips. So that means bending the left knee. Left foot goes over towards the right. Breath in, we're going to see if we can raise that right heel, bend that right knee. So notice how that makes the hips potentially go even higher. And breath out to stay. Take another deep breath in. You guys look beautiful. Breath out, we're going to draw the left knee in towards center, and it lands in the center of our mat. Coming back to our blocks if we're using them. So we're going to use those underneath of our hands. And then we bring the right knee in behind the left one and come into your variation of this funny variation of child's pose. So perhaps the hips don't go all the way down to the heels. That's okay. You can still keep them up. If you're feeling it, you're doing it. If you're feeling any sensation, you are getting a benefit. Take a full breath in here, in through the nose. Exhale to stay. Take another deep breath in right here. And exhale, fullest, deepest inhale. Feeling your belly expand out from underneath of you. And exhale to release. Next inhale, we're going to come back up through center. We're going to move the blocks off to the sides. Exhale, we step right foot back, curl toes and hinge hips, and left foot meets the right in our Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Fullest, deepest inhale here. And exhale. Shoulders are squared, so don't let one shoulder fall off underneath. That's easy to do. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. Next inhale, we bend the left knee, draw it in towards the chest, and exhale. Somehow get your left foot in between your hands. So if you're really paying attention, you'll notice the difference in sides. Dropping your right heel off to the left, drag your left fingertips across your mat as you inhale, circling your arms out and up. Exhale, we're going to meet in our Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 position. Fullest, deepest breath in. Breath out, navel to spine, tucking your tailbone forward and up towards your belly button. Softening your shoulders down your back, reaching firmly through all 10 fingertips. Gaze is over your left middle finger. Fullest, deepest breath in, breath out, sink down a little lower into your Warrior 2. Take another deep breath in here. And breath out. Next breath in. We're going to meet in our peaceful warrior. So right fingertips are going to gently rest on somewhere on right leg. Left fingertips over left ear. Take a full expansive inhale here. And exhale, fullest, deepest inhale. Exhale, take another breath in. And breath out. Next inhale, we're going to make our way forward to our Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 position. So that simply means turning your torso forward ever so gently. Your left knee is stacked over left ankle. Inhale, reach high through the fingertips. Exhale, turn your pinkies to face each other. So that just means the outsides of your hands are facing each other. Take a full breath in. Breath out, Padma Mudra. So your thumbs and pinkies are touching. You're extending out through the rest of your fingers. Take a full breath in. Breathe out through your Padma Mudra up towards the sky. Exhale, paint your wall. So release your palms nice and slow down to the earth or even down to your blocks. Next inhale, kick off of your back foot. You're going to raise your right toes up towards the sky. Coming into our standing splits position. Exhale, nose towards the knees to forward fold. Take another deep breath in right here. And exhale, fullest, deepest inhale. And exhale, we're going to lower the right knee down to the earth. Bring the left knee in behind it. So we're coming back into that cow face posture once again. And this time, we're going to see if we can go for the gusto and just come in to a seated cow face position. So I like to sit on a block. That may or may not work for you. Either way, I recommend sitting on a block, especially if you're like me and you have knee stuff. I always have knee stuff. And so letting your hands rest on the earth, on your blocks, if you have them close by, or even on your feet. Closing your eyes down once you get here. And just breathing in to what you feel. Breathing into all the wonderful sensations. Your face and jaw are soft. Your tongue is off the roof of your mouth. Letting your inhales expand out through your belly, chest, and side bodies. And your exhales bringing your navel towards your spine. One more breath here. Inhale in through your nose. Exhale to release. And releasing your hands from the earth, we're going to rock forward. Bring the right knee up toward your hands and step your left foot out behind you. And we're going to come into that rocking motion once again. So we are rocking back and forth on our left toes. So just straightening that guy out a little bit. And then on your next breath in, you're going to come back to center, back to stillness, and you're going to switch legs. So draw your left knee in towards center and step your right toes out behind you. And then just rock back and forth on that right foot. All right, coming back to center, back to stillness. And we're going to do the other side. So keeping the left knee in center, bring the right knee behind, and then come back to have a seat. So it might take a little fidgeting to get yourself situated if you're anything like me. And that's okay. It's also okay to not come into the full expression. So coming into an easy seated pose is always an option. If this does not work in your body, once you get wherever you are going, you can also sit in Dandasana. So you can sit with your legs straight out and just sit on your sits bones. That's all right too. Totally fine not to go all the way with this stuff. Once you get wherever you are going, your modification of this posture, let your palms, fingertips rest on the earth, palms rest on the earth, or your feet, or perhaps even your blocks. If you have them handy, take a full breath in through the nose. Breath out, navel to spine. Fullest, deepest breath in. And breath out. Take another deep breath in here. And exhale to release. Slowly flutter your eyes open. And however you can get there comfortably without hurting yourself, you're going to make your way actually to Dandasana, so to staff pose. And once you get to your staff pose, you're going to have a block, at least one block handy, maybe even two. Your feet are hip distance. Flex out through your toes. Bring the flesh of your bum out from underneath of you. And you're going to bring a block in between your legs. So it depends on what height you want it on. So we're going to bring our nose towards our knees and we're going to come into Paschimottanasana, forward fold. So the higher up it is, the less further you have to come forward. So just be mindful of that. Be mindful of your capabilities. Or you can also place two blocks. So it's just all about what works best for you. Grow long and tall in your spine. Your palms are resting on the earth by your hips. Shoulders, face, neck, and jaw are nice and soft. Take a moment to check in with your tailbone. So just gently tucking it forward and up. So that brings more length into your lumbar spine. Fullest, deepest breath in, breathing out through the crown of the head. Breath out. We're going to walk our hands forward and come into our fold position. So sometimes it takes a little finagling, figure out what is best with the block. And if the block is not in your practice, you do not have to use it. Whenever you get there, you're coming into full relaxation. So let that block, if you have it, take up the weight of your head. Your arms are just resting by your sides. Your shoulders are soft. Fullest, deepest inhale here. Exhale, navel to spine. Take another deep breath in. Breathing into the back space behind your heart. Breathing into your entire backside, into your spine. And exhale to release. Take another deep breath in here. And breath out. Next breath in, chin in towards the chest. We're going to roll ourselves. This is kind of like a seated zombie raise. Roll ourselves all the way back up to our seated position. Exhale, we meet back in our Dandasana, staff pose. We're going to move the blocks off to the sides. And we're going to separate our legs out nice and wide. So a seated, wide-legged position. Once you get there, you're going to pull, once again, the flesh of your bum out from underneath of you. And we're going to bring the sole of the right foot on the inside of the left leg. So my knee is always cranky. So you may want to take your block now and rest it under your knee. That feels good in your body, if that works best for you. Next, inhale, you're going to grow long and tall in the spine. Turn your torso towards your left foot. Float your fingertips forward and up high. And then exhale, drape your torso over your left leg. So you're going to feel a nice opening up at the right side body here, into the right hip. And anywhere else you feel sensation. Take a full inhale here into the nose. Totally fine if you can't come all the way down. So perhaps you even want to take your block and rest it on your leg to rest your forehead on. Always try that on for size. Exhale to stay. Take another deep breath in, letting gravity do this wonderful work for you. And exhale, fullest, deepest inhale, breathing into all of this lovely sensations you are feeling. And exhale to stay. Just taking another moment to revel in these lovely sensations. Inhale, chin in towards the chest. We're going to drag ourselves all the way back up nice and slow. And then exhale, remove your block if you have it. Make your way back to a wide-legged position. We're going to go down the center this time. So flexing into your toes. Inhale, grow long and tall in your spine. Breathe out through the crown of the head. Float your fingertips forward and up. Exhale, we're going to paint our wall again. So nice and slow with the palms out. Reach them forward down the center for this wide-legged seated forward fold. So perhaps you bring your blocks back again. Perhaps you have both of your blocks and you rest your forehead on them. Any height that feels good. So you should feel a nice opening in your inner groins here. So that's the muscles that are on the insides of your thighs. Take a full breath in. And breath out, exhaling to stay. Take another deep breath in right here. Exhale. Inhale, beginning at the bottom of your belly. Let it rise up through your midsection, land at the top of your chest. And exhale to stay. Next, inhale, chin in towards the chest. We're rolling ourselves all the way back up to our seated position. Exhale, that's where we meet. All right, same, other side. So drawing the left sole of the foot in towards the right leg. Perhaps you use your block to prop up on that left knee. Perhaps you don't. Totally fine either way. Inhale, we grow long and tall in the spine. We turn our torso to face our right foot. See if you can keep your right toes flexed. Floating your fingertips forward and up towards the sky. Gaze up. Exhale, let's paint the wall on this side. So let your palms float down and you fold over your right leg. So maybe you need a blanket or a block. Maybe you do not. So having the block to rest on the leg takes up the space in between your forehead and your knee. Take a full breath in to expand, breathing into all the lovely sensations. So in my body, I really feel this in the lower left lumbar spine, so the lower left of my back. Exhale to stay, and it's lovely. Take a full breath in to expand. And exhale, navel to spine. Fullest, deepest breath in. And exhale. Taking another moment here to revel in the wonderful sensations. Next breath in, chin in towards the chest. We're going to roll our spine all the way back up to our seated position. And then exhale, we're going to bring both big toes to touch. So we're back in our Dandasana, our staff pose, and just bounce your knees. So this is another nice way once you're in your staff pose. Spine is long and straight, shoulders are soft. Bouncing our knees helps to just release any stuff that might have built up. So coming back to center, back to stillness. We're going to bring our blocks behind us now. So having one long ways, even with our hips, and then the other ones are kind of making a T with the blocks. And the other one, so one is horizontal, and the other one is vertical. Next, inhale, we're going to extend our fingertips forward and out away from us. Bring our big toes to touch. Exhale, draw the shoulders down the back. So we're nice and long in our spine. Take a full breath in right here, breath out. You're going to begin to lay down. And you're going to come into a reclined heart opening position. So you may need to adjust your blocks. You may need to not have a block at all. It is totally fine. And if you're at home and watching this, because I am recording, if you're at home and watching this, feel free to use a bolster or a pillow instead. So we're in a reclined heart opening position here. Let your shoulders fall down away from your ears. So we're opening up through our heart space. Bringing the palms to face up towards the sky. Perhaps you keep your legs out straight. Perhaps you come into a reclined butterfly position. So Supta Baddha Konasana. So that is the soles of the feet touching. And if it's not comfortable to have your knees hanging out to the sides, you can always bring blocks or something of the like to rest underneath of your knees. And we're going to get nice and quiet and still and just breathe into what you're feeling here. Breathing into all of the wonderful sensations. we have reached our final destination posture-wise. So the next posture would be our corpse pose, our final Shavasana. Feel free to stay right where you are for your corpse pose, your Shavasana, or feel free to find another relaxing, resting position. So perhaps you want to straighten your legs and arms, perhaps you want to remove your props, perhaps you keep them. Coming into a supported, reclined position with the goal of releasing all of this work down into the earth and just resting. And perhaps in alignment with the theme of Saucha, perhaps you entertain training your brain to come into more thoughts of purity and cleanliness in your body, mind, and spirit. And every time your mind wanders, come back to full focus on those thoughts. Beginning once again to deepen your breath, inviting some gentle awakening movements back into your body, such as wiggling fingers and toes, circling wrists and ankles. Perhaps you windshield wiper your knees or your feet or both. Drawing knees in towards the chest to give yourself a hug, taking a long body stretch. Those are all really nice ways to reawaken, come back from wherever you were. And then making your way back as you're ready to your comfortable seat. So we will finish where we started. Perhaps you're sitting on something, perhaps your legs are straight, perhaps they are folded. And closing your eyes down one last time, straighten and lengthen your spine, soften your neck, face, and jaw. Tongue is off the roof of the mouth, letting your hands rest in your lap. So perhaps they are resting on either leg, perhaps they're folded in your lap. Some other way that feels good. And just notice what you're feeling versus what you were feeling an hour ago. Notice if you have an energy shift. And bringing your palms to touch at heart center, and we're going to come into our Padma Mudra one last time. So thumbs and pinkies press together, separate out all your other fingers. Your index, middle, and ring finger are separated away from each other. Bottoms of the palms are touching. Shoulders are soft, spine is straight, tailbone is gently tucked forward and up. As we walk off of our mats, away from our practice and out into the world, may we continue to carry thoughts of purity and cleanliness towards ourselves and towards all sentient beings. Releasing now to press your palms back to Anjali Prayer Mudra. Bow your chin in towards your chest. Deepest gratitude to our bodies and our breath to be able to move and breathe in this way. And the light and the dark in me honors the light and the dark in each one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much.